You tried to convince us that no controller would make play sweeter. But most of your games were absolute shot. My tiny living room was far too small for you. And your voice recognition was still much slower than pressing start. Now you give me no, now you give me no, now you give me no, now you give me no choice. So hear my voice, oh Xbox, please take away the Kinect from me.
Blah. The Explosive Adam podcast is a word association game where you mustn't pause, hesitate, or repeat a word. Otherwise, you get a bash on the head like this, or like this. The one with the most bruises loses. Look at each other and go blur. Blur. Imagine all the listeners at home and go blur. Blur. Everyone at home kindly go blur. Thank you, everyone at home.
That's your cue.
And the word, starting with Simon, is video games.
Mario.
Whatever.
Out.
Wait,
was that his response to Mario?
Yeah.
I have no idea what's going on. What?
It's a word association game where you mustn't pause, mustn't hesitate, and can't repeat a word.
Oh,
Otherwise, you get a bash on the head like this or a bash on the head like that.
All right. So you were listening.
No, it's part of my childhood. This is my
Bloody South Africans.
I'm foreign, so I don't care.
He doesn't understand how words work and
Nope.
associate with each
I don't
other.
know what you're saying.
We share different memories and we can never be friends.
Log, let's start with Simon's Mario.
Simon's Mario.
Mario. So.
Oh, Luigi. Oh, I'm in a loud bark now. Sorry.
Sonic.
Oh, you're not in it? I thought you were in it.
I'm
Sorry.
not in it.
Speed.
I'm Mallet. I'm Timmy.
Essential.
Hesitation, but ding.
I wanted to say gotta go fast. I couldn't do it.
Gotta go.
Gotta go fast.
Don't
slow down.
It's between Gareth and Simon. It's an impromptu challenge. Speed.
Drugs.
Heroin.
More drugs. I repeated.
Simon, you are the winner. If you were a winner, did you get a plaster on your chin, or is that what the losers get?
No, you get hit on the head with a mallet.
Yeah, punch in the
So
face.
that's the one with the most bruises loses.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
You read it out, but you don't understand it.
I do.
you,
Mate,
Dan?
everyone got plasters, didn't they?
Yes.
They had to write something and then kind of wave with their chin.
This means this. I can see why Ash is like.
Sorry, what?
This is why everyone thinks the Brits are weird.
Okay. Fellow podcast nauts, please introduce yourself and tell me what your mutant name would be.
I'm Simon. And mine would be Zoe Trope.
Oh, that's quite good, actually.
What would your power
Nice.
be then?
I can animate things. Like,
On the fly.
yeah, on the fly. Yeah, that's as far as I got with it. I just like the name Zoe
So you
Trope.
bring inanimate objects to life.
Yeah, there you go. Bring an animal object to life.
Undermine
It's very
cliched
Like-
tropes.
You're like Penny Crayon.
I'm Ash, and my name would be Ash Dastardly, and I'm really good with a sword.
That's a mutant power, is it?
It's
Good with a
no,
sword.
wait, I'm not finished. A sword that protrudes from my one finger. It's a
Are
finger
you saying
sword.
you're saying you only have one finger?
Yeah.
And that becomes a sword?
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems more like a disability than a mutant power.
So your mutant power is none of your fingers dropped off.
It's just a really long nail.
I
That's
hit
it.
puberty and my fingers dropped off. Log.
My name's Log, and I suppose my mutant name would be Juicy Jeff, and I'd just be a sweaty man. I think.
Juicy Jeff.
I would be Dave the Rave, and disco dancing is my mutant power.
That was Dazzler. You've just described Dazzler.
Yeah, that's it.
Wait,
You're male Dazzler.
I'd be a cross between Dazzler and Jubilee. Like I'd have disco lights shooting out of me, and the power of
the sun
dance.
would literally shine out of your ass.
Yeah, interpretive dance is my weapon.
And I'm Dan, and I would be known as Guff.
With the power of farts.
But I could propel myself a bit like Iceman. He has ice slides, and I could just kind of jettison around.
Like a balloon.
What,
Air's coming
yeah,
out.
exactly. Brilliant.
Bashing his deflated body into the corner of the room again and again.
Just flopping into it. Suggested names. There's a theme here. I wonder if you can spot it. David King went with Lost Connection. Rob Knight went with Disconnect. Like dissing connect.
Creative bunch, our listeners.
Tom Durbin went with Project Antenatal or Antenatal. And Darren, aka ROTMM, or Rotten, went with Congé. Well, he went with Congé Connect, but I thought Congenital was better because Congé means to dismiss something and Natal is
So you just changed it.
Connect. So I just changed it to a better name, basically. Thanks, Darren.
Oh, and they've got defect in there as well.
Yeah,
Is that-
congenital defect. Like
Yeah.
doomed from birth, basically. There you go. It works on so many levels, so thanks for making me think of that, Darren.
Glad I don't look at official Xbox magazine anymore.
And Paul Summers went so long, and thanks for all the pointless flailing. And bizarrely, Cybercloss has submitted some that I'm not going to allow. They're not official submissions. He just did one for each of us who was on each of us who were on last week's podcast. So there's Diligent Dan the Dandy Man. These could be our mutant names actually. Okay. Strong Chong Mastodon.
Yeah, that's me. Strong Chong Mastodon.
And Gargantua and Gareth Goes Gold.
That was actually my nickname at school.
Gargantua and Gareth.
Yeah, I was a gangly lad even back then.
That's what your PE teacher used to call you.
He actually used to call me an octopus. He'd go, "Wild you octopus, stop hanging on the hoops."
Stop hanging off my hoop. So which of those suggested names do we favour?
Disconnect.
Yep.
I'm going for your one, basically. I can't even say
Congenital.
it.
Congenital.
I'd go for congenital defect, just 'cause it's so clumsy but almost clever.
Yes, I'm going to go for congenital defect. So it wins, hooray!
So Dan wins.
Well done,
this week.
Darren. Stroke me. Brilliant.
Can't name our own episode. Cheating.
What are we playing?
What are we playing? What are we playing? What are we playing? What are we playing?
Simon, what you playing?
Everything ever, because I've just with Ash's help built a new PC for myself, because he did
Yay.
the thing where he found the Eurogamer article and then built a PC for less than £500, so I did it as well.
For more than £500.
No, mine was still less than £500
Yeah, still under.
because I already had bits from my old PC that I put in my new one.
Oh, so that was it. You got some sexier components because you already
I
had
got
some
a
of the basics.
better graphics card and what's the other bit?
CPU.
That one, and put it all together. Ash put it all together. I didn't know what I was doing, and it's really good. Turns out, yeah, it's a good PC. And now I'm going
You've been
through
playing-
everything I have that I've bought in the Steam sale over the years, and just playing them all just to see what they look
Don't lie,
like.
you've just been playing HD Wii games.
I'm not emulating
You
things.
can say that. If you own the box version of the game, it's totally fine for you to play emulated versions of it.
Is that
true?
really
That's
the
true.
rule? That's what it said on all the ROM sites years ago.
Exactly.
But was it really true?
Yes. So what have you been playing on Steam then?
I played Skyrim for 5 minutes. I've not played Skyrim before. I just put it on to see what it looked like, but it was £2 in the sale. And then I also got
£2?
yeah, that's how much. I'm sure it was £2.
Bloody hell.
The 2008 version of Prince of Persia, the more cel shady one, which I do like, and I played a lot of that. Tomb Raider again. I've got that on every console. I love it. And that's basically what I've been playing.
Ash.
Lots of PC stuff.
Talking about new PCs, I finally took the plunge and started playing EVE Online. Don't hate me, but it's incredible.
I can't hate. I just stand in awe of you.
Oh, it's just insane. Like, it's so massive, I get scared. The tutorial took me 6 hours to finish. It's crazy, because they go, here's everything you can do. Why don't you try everything? So I did. And it's stunning. It's amazing.
6 hours of tutorial.
Yeah, because there's many different, I think there's about 4 or 5, they don't call them industries, but it's like professions that you can do. It's like mining, military, advanced military, which is more like spying and tactical stuff. And then all sorts of other great loveliness. Exploration's quite fun. So you can go around the universe and find new and exciting things. But yeah, it's cool. So you basically, for those who have heard of it but don't know what it is, you have a fleet of ships and you are a captain. And depending on what you want to do, you kind of choose a path and then you just work to make that happen. And it's really addictive. But it's an MMO, so you need to kind of be into that style of gameplay. But it's really cool. I like it, and everyone's really friendly.
Are you going the Explorer route then? Are you going to be
Yeah.
like a Drake of a
Yeah,
Pangalactic Drake?
I think so. Going to go around and hack things. It's quite cool.
Are they really friendly? Because I didn't play it past the tutorial part to the point where I felt like I had a feel for the universe, but I understood it was full of arseholes.
Oh, yeah, there are many arseholes, but if you go to like a nice station, everyone's really friendly. Like the rookie
Right.
channel's quite cool. Where there's like a chat window that's just for rookies. You can go in there and just ask any question and people respond. That's nice.
It's just full of people going, does anybody know what's going on?
It's literally like, what's the hotkey for open inventory? And someone goes, this. Yeah.
So, but is it just
True
if you
hive
don't-
of scum and villainy.
Bastards. It's a cool game.
What's
And,
this here? Tesla effect. What's
The
that?
Tesla effect. That's the new Tex Murphy game.
Oh.
And it's awesome. It doesn't reinvent the wheel or anything, but if you love the old ones like Under a Killing Moon, Pandora Directive, I think there's one called Overseer as well. If you love those kind of like full motion video games from mid-90s?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
The
good.
first kind of wave of CD-ROM
Yeah.
adventures.
Yeah, it's the same cheesy, schlocky dialogue, same guy, which is quite cool. They've got the entire cast back as well from Under a Killing Moon, which is very, very cool, and they've all kind of aged. And the story's quite clever. So basically, everyone else has moved on, but Tex Murphy's forgotten what's happened in the past 7 years.
It's a shame, really, because they've all got a lot older, and also camera technology has improved.
Yeah.
So the aging process, the kind of ravages of time, is even more apparent.
Which actually suits him, because when he was like a young 30s kind of world-weary detective, it didn't really work. But now that he's like an old kind of, 45-year-old man, he looks like a proper
Old
beaten...
45-year-old
He's so
man.
old. But he looks like he's been
He might as
through a
well be
bunch of shit.
dead, right, Ash? What else can he contribute to society at that age?
That's it. Get out. Go away, Tex Murphy. But yeah, it's good. Like, it's really, really fun. If you enjoyed those games, you should definitely buy it.
Is it genuinely good, or is there just kind of an irony value that we attach to FMV adventures of that ilk?
It's got that, but the story seems cool. I haven't finished it yet, but the story's pretty good. And I mean, if you love kind of B-grade style stories, you'll love it.
You know it.
Yeah, it's like cults and time travel and all sorts of great things. And they always do that thing that kind of Assassin's Creed does well, where they show you a bit of history and you can kind of read up on it if you want.
It's fooling you into learning.
That's it.
Is there
Damn games.
another seventh guest coming, or did I dream that?
They are doing a Kickstarter.
Oh, okay.
It's got the worst name. I think it's called like the Seventh Guest Part 3 or something, where it was like Seventh Guest, 11th Hour, and now it's gone back to Seventh Guest, the third or something.
Don't overly convolute things, guys.
It's weird.
The only full motion video game I ever remember playing, I think the only one I think I have played really was one where it came on the Cotton Eye Joe single, and you put it in your computer, and you had to
You've
go.
also just confessed to buying Cotton Eye Joe.
I did, and you had to go around and find all the members of Cotton Eye Joe, and
Of
then when you
Rednecks.
found them all, and then they all performed the song for you at the end.
That's hilarious.
I've danced to Cotton Eye Joe on Dance Dance Revolution.
I've never done that, so
Anybody who hasn't
danced on my own.
Which is great, because on easy, it's just the right arrow, so you just kind of stomp along. It's great.
Have you got a jug to blow in as well?
A little jug peripheral comes out. The Rednecks FMV game.
Yeah, I'm sure I've not made that up. I'm sure it was a thing.
Well, there's a video in the making. Can't make that. Log, have you been playing anything?
Yeah, most recently I've been starting Wolfenstein again on PC after playing it on Xbox One, and that's kind of... I'm going to play the other timeline, because, the decision you make in the first chapter branches the game off.
I know nada about this.
I'm not going to elaborate more than that. It's fairly obvious from the menu system that it happens. It's not a spoiler, but yeah, I'm just quite taken with that game, and it's fun enough to bother going through all the shooty bits, and the story's nice enough that I can bear it again.
So it's good. It's worth
Yeah,
playing.
I'm really, really into it. I give it 9 out of 10 for XM.
Wow.
Are you now playing the arsehole route? Is that it?
No, you're just an arsehole. Anyway, you're BJ Blazkowicz, the guy who shoots fuckers.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't change. What changes is the world around you.
Okay.
So is it quite linear in structure? Is it more like Wolfenstein and Doom, that there's a bit more kind of exploration and hidden walls and that kind of side?
Oh, there's the secrets. It's jam packed with secrets.
Let me tell
Hang
you.
on, I think that was a bullet point on the press release. I'm just reciting.
It's a non-stop roller coaster thrill ride of a game.
Well, there's some secret stuff. There's some nice little, not hard puzzles, like if you see Eindride 2 written on a wall, you might notice 3 handles that need to be pulled in a certain order to open a door, and then you'll get sort of these little enigma codes. And if you get enough of those, then you can go into the main menu and unlock new game modes. And you can't get all of those unless you play through it twice. It's kind of cool, but kind of... You're trying to waste my time, but
Yeah.
I'm having fun with you, so I don't mind so much.
Because it has split opinion a little. I'm not saying it's gone from, terrible reviews, but there are some very, very middling reviews. And then you've got
Gone from
this other-
6s to 9s,
to
hasn't it?
9s, yeah. I mean, so what really steered it in the 9 direction?
Well, just the fact that I had as much fun with the shooting as I did in Rage. And, Rage was...
That was a great...
When I was playing the first disc of playing of Rage, I was all ready to give that game a 10. It was just that second disc that
Till it farted to a close, yeah.
You queefed on me as a finale.
That was the thing that really drew me in with Rage was just how satisfying it was to kill things. That sounds awful.
Running around with your wing sticks.
Yeah, the wing sticks were great, but
all the
also just
different-
like the handgun had such a kick to it, and
Yeah.
And the enemy AI, or the fact that they all had different sort of approaches coming at you, it was just really satisfying to deal with them.
Oh, cool.
It wasn't picking off pixels from behind cover. It was just excellent. And Wolfenstein recaptures a bit of that. You do get the dual-wielding shotguns and shit, which is essentially brilliant to do. And but I would recommend don't be afraid to turn the difficulty down because it does let you wade around like a badass like you want to. I'm not saying I played on easy. I'm not saying I reviewed a game playing it on easy. Shut up!
That would look at me like that.
Gareth, what have I been playing? Oh, blimey. I played one of these real-life games called Football.
Oh no!
And it made me realise that I shouldn't play real-life games and stick to games. I hurt myself. Yeah, a bit rubbish.
Is this your toe that's
Yeah.
hanging off?
They called me Das Hammer, though, because I'd kick the ball hard. So that was quite pleasing.
But in a completely directionless fashion.
Yeah. No, what have I been playing? I've been playing Trials... I can't remember.
Frontier.
Welcome
Next
to
Generation.
the future.
Trials.
Evolution.
Yeah, Evolution, which, I mean, it seems that it is got a unique crapness about the music, of course. We all know Trials games.
So you wanna be the for me?
Yeah, there's that. And then there's, what's this one?
Welcome to the future.
Yeah. But basically, it's infuriated me, not because of the usual, oh my God, I love playing Trials and getting better scores than somebody, because I can't see what other people have got scores on, because Ubisoft's Ubiplay thing, whatever it is, Uplay, has been broken since its launch. So I still don't know how well Simon's doing, or how well...
I can tell you how well I'm doing. I've not got it, so...
But you played the demo.
Not well at all.
I did play the demo, yeah. I don't know if that means that you'd see that.
Well, either way, I've got a lot of
No,
friends.
it's been working. Hang on. You're talking about Evolution. You said Evolution. Did you mean Fusion?
Fusion, sorry.
Yeah, well, it's been working for me.
Oh, okay. I have an issue then with my computer.
It is called Fusion. Evolution's the second one, isn't it?
Yes.
No, that's Revolution, isn't it?
No, it's the Evolution.
It's
Trials Evolution.
HD Evolution.
Fusion and Frontier is the phone one.
Oh, fuck you, Trials.
I've been playing Frontier. It's the second free to play game that I've actually paid for an in-app purchase on.
All right.
I despise them for it because it's so needling, psychopathic needling, and I hate it. But I needs me that progress.
I've got it. I've got the iOS, but I've not paid for anything just yet. But I haven't played it.
Is it worthy of the Trials name? Is it?
Yeah, it translates quite well.
Some reviews said that the levels don't get hard, but it's only you physically can't get to the stage where they do get hard within like 3 or 4 weeks because of the slow unlock process. So no, there's no. I'm not saying the reviews are wrong. You couldn't play the hard levels, but it does get pretty tough.
You're saying they didn't play the game through to completion.
I'm saying it's impossible to within the times that would be reasonable for review.
So that and beyond that, a little iOS game. What one? 100 Balls, which is just you're dealing with a lot of balls.
100?
100 of them.
Wall-to-wall balls.
It's a simple physics puzzler, dropping balls into cups which rotate, keep the cups going. It's not an amazing game, but it's good for train stuff. That's what I'm here for. I bring you the iOS games which are good for playing on the train, and it's free. So
That's your niche.
enjoy.
That's your thing now.
I'd give it 6 out of 7.
Brilliant. That's brilliant, then. That's very good.
Yeah.
Didn't know it introduced an arbitrary rating system.
Yeah, next week it will be 5 out of 85.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
I'm playing Demon Souls. I've gone Dark Souls 2, and now I've kind of regressed back to Demon Souls. Now I feel like I understand how those games work. And now I feel like I'm making progress. It's brutally difficult in different ways to Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2.
How?
Bonfire placement. You don't have bonfires in this, you have a very similar thing. Bonfires are your respite points, effectively. But the way they structure it in this is that you have to beat a boss to get a bonfire, whereas in that game they're kind of two completely separate aspects. So basically you're battling through for ages to fight a boss, and if you fuck up, then you basically have to go back to the checkpoint that was about half an hour back every single fucking time.
Yeah, that would drive me
And you
nuts.
can't go run back to save because that'll regenerate all the monsters. will
Yes.
it? Okay. Right.
Yeah, and unlike Dark Souls 2, they don't eventually run out, they're always back, so that side of it's really, really brutal.
Do you hate yourself?
No! It's brilliant. It's really, really good.
General question.
They've gone for a very different kind of... It's got a very different hub structure, so this is much more like there's one central hub and you teleport out, so I think it's like 4 or 5 different areas, so it's not like it's all one big interlinked stage. It is all kind of broken up in much more of a traditional fashion, but you can really see where all the makings of the Dark Souls games are, and considering its age, it's still phenomenally good looking and phenomenally good to play, so I like it. I also finally took people's advice and started playing Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons from Starbreeze. It was free on PlayStation Plus. So
Still free on PlayStation.
It's still free on PlayStation Plus, so go get it. Yeah, really, really interesting mechanics. reminded me very much of Head Over Heels Plus. So if you play the old Specky game, Head Over Heels, it's like that, and you're controlling 2 characters, but this time you're controlling them simultaneously with the 2 sticks, and they're both activated with the respective shoulder buttons. It's great. It's you can see where the influence from the likes of Ico and Shadow of the Colossus has come from, with that alien tongue that they all speak, so you never know what anyone's saying, but you're never at a loss as to what the story is. And it's really interesting seeing how the younger brother and the older brother react to different scenarios, and if you get an understanding of their respective personalities, you kind of know who's best suited to deal with different people.
Is
and things
one
like
stronger,
that.
one more agile?
Well, no, that's it. The physical aspects are obvious, but they've also got personality traits as well. The younger one's more playful and more likely to wind people up and stuff, and that can get different reactions out of people than the older brother. So there is kind of a reason to interact with people. Lots of incidental detail, but it just helps you get to know the character through completely non-verbal means of storytelling. So quite impressed, and it looks beautiful. So I will be playing more of that.
I'm going to get that one.
Dan gives that 8 out of 7.
Can you get that on the Vita as well?
No,
It's got to be PS3.
PS3.
Yeah.
Have you got PS3?
I have, but I don't use it. I only use my Vita, really.
You should. Are you on PS Plus?
Yes, I have bought
There you
PS.
go.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Do it. Why don't you get it on the PS3 and then remote play it on your Vita?
All right, Dr. Solutions.
Jesus.
Do you just use your PS3 as a placemat to rest dinners on?
It's an old debug one, so it plays PS1 and PS2 games, so I mainly use it to play Devil May Cry 1.
Oh, in the old days when it actually had all the built-in emulation.
Yeah.
Our one is the one that came out after they took that out. Okay, so it's still old and fat and horrible, but doesn't play anything before PS3.
Shame. That was all the games. Should we get to No Log?
Go on then.
All right.
Getting to know.
Log.
Getting to know all about.
Log. Was I supposed to sing my own name there?
You can say
slightly
me, you
vain.
can say Log, is entirely at your discretion, being that it is your name. Me. Yes, I didn't introduce you properly at the start, and that was deliberate, because this is our chance to get to know you a little more intimately.
Knowing me, knowing you.
So,
Yes.
you've recently, Log, or should I say, John Blythe,
John
your
Blythe.
actual factual name, what your parents gave you.
What I go by, yes.
What
I
you
go
go
by
by.
anything. It's everyone calls me Log, but you feel daft going by like putting that name to a review or an article, because it's like, who do you think you are, Cher or Madonna or something? So no,
That's
it's,
exactly who you think you are.
So it's just John Log in speech marks Blythe, and
Yes.
then whatevs.
Whatevs.
Like, I'm a branding mess. I really
Do you allow for combos therein as well, so someone can call you John Log?
I wouldn't respond to that. I'd say stop trying to make shit up and like you're special.
Loggy B?
Loggy B I'd go for.
Would you go for Loggy B?
Yeah. Dr. Loggy B.
Loggy
I'd
to the
have.
B, just you and me.
Professor B.
Dr. J-Log?
Yeah, I'd have as long as there's some sort of, I'd rather Reverend J-Log and Professor Loggy B.
Have you in your life ever called a column Blythe Spirit?
No.
There you go, there's an idea for you. Right,
Something for my future.
so you recently departed OXM.
Yes.
And with that, the games industry.
Well, I say that, but I just, so far, this 6-week period between just being free from working in the games industry and going to run a pub in Nottingham, I've written
A best-selling Android game.
What? I've reviewed Spider-Man 2 for our official Nintendo magazine and written a spread for PC Gamer about 5 re-released games. It doesn't feel like I've left at all yet. I'm now doing a podcast with you losers. I don't know what's happening.
Just think, when you think you've got out, they reel you back in.
Yeah.
So, what is the big plan?
The big plan is to run a pub in Nottingham and make it a nice, welcoming place for people, selling the real ale. And I want to say craft beers, but that just feels like something you say these days, doesn't it?
You say that if it's in stark opposition to what it's like now.
No, it's a really nice place at the minute. It looks quite forbidding from the outside because my sister-in-law runs it for a while and she's got this fear that people might lob a brick through the window. So there's both those old-fashioned, misted-up windows
And gargoyles.
that make a place look... It's kind of pub where, from an era when men would go to the pub and they'd want to be hidden from their wives walking past the window, and the landlord would frequently get phone calls saying, "Is he in there?" Because that's the era of pubs that I was brought up in. I was brought up in a pub, so like I remember all that, and I just think that needs to change. You need to be able to see into a pub before you walk into it these days.
Yeah.
It's true, especially, yes, there's definitely 2 or 3 in my local vicinity that if I can't see through the window, it's like I'm not setting foot in there because I just feel it's going to be like record scratch.
Yeah.
Everyone turns round.
That is exactly the pub around our way, which is a BNP stronghold. And I walked in there, and they may as well record scratched it. It's like, okay, I'm going to be walking out now.
Was your beard beyond the regulation 2 inches or something?
They called me a fucking BG. And then me and my wife left.
What have the BNP got against Bee Gees?
Well, they
Does it
just
sound
don't like
too
anybody.
much like BNP?
Yeah.
They're constantly getting confused with the Bee Gees. I
BNG.
hate them for it.
Wow, there you go. What's the name of the pub?
It's called the King William IV, affectionately known as the King Billy. So
I bet there are some listeners from Nottingham who.
don't go there yet. I'm not going to be there until July, so don't storm in expecting.
But what he's saying
hugs.
is, don't be scared by it now.
I call it
Don't let-
Willy 4.
Don't let them. Willie Four.
Big Willy 4.
Don't let the misty windows.
Right
put you
Honourable
off.
Billy Four.
I'm still doing the sign hanging outside, right? That's still happening, yeah?
Yes, you are definitely been commissioned to do the sign. The sign is a faded on.
outside a pub.
You're going to design a pub sign.
Yeah, how cool
I
is
love the
that?
fact that you're so excited about doing new things. You'll probably do it for free because you
probably
just
would.
love doing stuff. I can't believe you're a successful businessman.
Let's give it all away for free.
So, are you going to try and keep your finger in a gaming pie?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm going to try and get things sorted, and I'll sort it out with the organisers of Game City when that happens in October, because that's a great,
of course.
brilliant festival that happens in Nottingham, and there's precious little goes on in Nottingham, and that's one of the best things, I think. So, yeah, hopefully I'll be able to throw my pub open to them and let them use it for whatever it's suitable for.
And how about the stuff that people know you for, like regular features? Are you going to keep trying to do that kind of remotely, or
I can't do podcasts via Skype. I don't know how to have that conversation.
without that kind of physical
Yeah,
contact?
you want to see someone, whether they're squinting at you and looking. I know when to shut up because people look at me like I'm talking shit. I could never get that luxury over Skype, and I just go on.
You just keep going and going.
Yeah, I'm going to be coming back because I'm going to have Monday and Tuesday as my weekend. Come back to London for that because I want to stay in touch with my boyfriend because I don't know. I've been going out with him for 9 years. It seems like a worthwhile thing to carry. So yeah, it's I'll be coming back to London Monday, Tuesdays.
Have you found that since you've kind of said that you're leaving, that suddenly a bunch of people, like you say, with PCM have suddenly come out the woodwork going, oh, no, but you would have been great for this or perfect for this or...
Well, I think it's more the fact that it's because I'm no longer got a full-time job, people assume that'll be free, and that's cool. I really want to keep my freelance arm in because I kind of like the games industry. I've been here for 8 years now, and it's kind of, I know a lot of people in it, and they're all, few exceptions, they're all really nice. Let's talk about the exceptions.
Please do.
Let's focus on all the people I've hated in the last 8 years.
In our new feature, Dish in the Dirt, with Loggy B.
No, I'm terrible at burning bridges.
All right, questions from the community for all of us. First one is from Luke Sheridan, who says, were your parents gamers at all, or did they play anything with you?
No. And no. No, neither. I don't know if my dad played games. I assume my dad has never played a game in his life. My mum as well never has, but they never stopped me from playing, so that's good.
That's
My mum
something.
always wanted me to. She never stopped.
They weren't complete tyrants then, that's brilliant.
Yeah, well, dad.
We'll save that for another show.
No, my parents were not gamers at all, and they were not keen on it either. And my dad used to give me so much shit for playing games. He was like, "Oh, you're going to play those baby games now?"
Oh.
Seriously, he'd stand in the room because I had a PC. Like consoles weren't really big in South Africa, and he would literally stand in the room and just be like, "Oh, what's this one? Oh,
Do you know what
like
that
that?
is?
So
Did you
condescending."
get the PC under the pretense it would help you with schoolwork?
Oh yeah, and then he needed it for his business.
That
So,
sounds like he secretly did like games. Like always looking over your shoulder. Like, oh, is that a baby game? Oh, what are you going to do there? You going to kill that guy? Oh, just yeah, over there, kill him.
To be fair, the one thing I have to give him
Not bad
is,
for a baby.
he did the same thing with cartoons. Fuck you, Dad. Yeah, but anyway. But like the one thing he did do is he was.
Your whole life is just defying your dad
I feel
now.
like
Is that all you're
Stevenson
doing?
Connolly right now.
Oh no! I have to give him kudos because he basically, going back to Under a Killing Moon, he saw it and was like, I guess because it looked like a film or something, I don't know. And I managed to convince him to upgrade the PC from 8 megs of RAM to 16 so I could run Under a Killing Moon, and he did it.
Oh,
And that was it. And then gave me shit about it. So
Here's your RAM.
yeah, bittersweet.
Here's your baby ram, baby. Oh,
Yeah.
Log.
They've never played video games, but there's like because we were brought up in a pub and it was in like the late 70s and 80s. The arcade games were in pubs in those
Yes.
days, so like we got our first Space Invaders in there, and that had queues up to it. And after that, every game had its sort of like my dad was best at Missile Command. I would find him. He got onto the pink sky zone, and we were like, "Why, Dad?" Why?" I was the best at Robotron.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
He bet me a £5 I couldn't get $1 million, and I went and smashed $1 million. And
You got that fiver.
That was a lot in old money as well.
that's a
wasn't
good
it?
story. There was no twist in that story. I got the £5. Yeah.
I got the fiver. We had a great evening.
Suffice to say, I had the last laugh.
And yeah, he used to give me on Saturdays. I was very young. I was under 10 years old, and he used to give me a couple of quid to make the 2-mile walk into town to the local arcades.
Nice.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Supportive parents.
Yeah, very good. Garrett.
My mum got obsessed with columns. Do you remember columns on the Mega Drive?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
she was completely obsessed with that, and she played more than us, so
Oh.
that caused friction. So we threw that cartridge away.
I'm getting
Mean.
Garrett's mom, column, friction.
Mm-hmm.
There's something
That's
there.
all I heard.
Oh Jesus! you bottom dwellers,
Bottom.
dwelling. And I'm pretty certain that she got into what's the current one, which is basically the same thing, Candy Crush.
Oh, yeah.
I think she
Like Bejeweled.
Yeah,
Just
that sort of stuff. I'm
thing.
pretty certain. She likes colours and making them disappear. That sounds like some sort of racist jibe.
That's exactly where I went.
Yeah, beyond that, not much. My dad never.
She's a regular at your local pub.
No.
Oh God, sorry, I forgot. I got my mum into Peggle.
Peggle. That's a great game to play.
She's acing all the levels now. There's one level she can't ace because the stupid woman doesn't realise that when you've got discretion over the Peggle master, there are better Peggle masters to choose for certain levels, and it's driving me insane watching her play.
Educate her.
She's just insisting on using the unicorn. Or
Well, I just say sometimes, mum, if you can see the green pegs in the wrong place, it's quicker just to restart the level rather than wasting your time.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the best bit of advice I can give to you, my mum. Thanks for giving birth to me.
What about you?
yeah, my mum has been playing games on and off her whole life, I think. She got me the Spectrum 48K and then promptly took over and started playing Horoscope skiing and Sir Lancelot and all sorts of stuff on that. Then I kind of moved over to consoles. She steered well clear, but then the Wii came out. And she still has her Wii, and she plays like Wii Party and Wii Sports and shut up. And yeah, plays that quite a lot. And it's like a regular kind of when I go home for Christmas or whatever. It's kind of a regular game that we play. And yeah, she's also massively hooked on Facebook games. So Candy Crush, still actually like level 300 and something on Candy Crush. And,
You should get her on Dark Souls.
yeah, she loves that. So she's kind of definitely encouraged it throughout. And talking to pubs, that was a lot of my exposure as well, because my mum worked in a bar for a long time, and my dad used to play gigs at various venues, one of which had Ghosts and Goblins, which I used to play
what a
absolutely
game.
religiously. Yeah, so
yeah.
that was always my exposure, going to different pubs and finding games, and yeah, any trip to Blackpool or whatever, it was here's £2 and go and play on all the machines. So thanks, Mum.
My parents are dicks compared to yours. Everyone here's had such a lovely childhood.
You kind of got here in spite of your parents.
Yeah. Fuck you.
That was an emotionally charged question from our audience.
Single tears rolling down my cheek.
Can we get some more questions about Ash's parents?
We've got a couch right next to the podcast table here. We should just get Ash down and do like a 50-minute psychotherapy session
With
every
a puppet.
episode with a puppet.
I've got a puppet, so we can do it.
Show me where he touched you.
What's the most wounding thing your dad ever said to you?
What's really stuck in your mind that was said?
Okay, before we make Ash cry, too late. Rotterdam said, I think only Gareth will understand where this is coming from. Do you think the next FIFA game should have a women's league where player characters are all skinny, big-titted broads? I should say that last bit is in inverted commas.
I think that FIFA should include a women's league, not necessarily the big-titted, broad, whatever the hell it said, but this is all based around what David Dean said
And Richard Scudamore,
and Richard
yes.
Scudamore said in an email. So,
What was it Scudamore said? He asked it.
He asked, I don't know who he was emailing, but he put in an email, what's the gash like over there? Referring to all women as gash.
Oh my god.
The collective gash.
Collective, yeah.
It's like the Borg.
And his PA at the time was, I think, a temp PA, and I don't think she was that impressed, so she leaked it.
Fantastic.
Which, I don't know if he's going to lose his job or not. What happens to these people? Is collective gash enough to get rid of a man? Yeah,
Let's
probably.
find out.
Yeah, let's find out in
Why
next
don't you
week's
ask
episode.
the Gash Collective?
Yeah.
It's certainly hard to feel too much sympathy, isn't it?
No.
Yeah, that's how little I knew about FIFA. I didn't know there wasn't an option. I didn't know that you couldn't have a female team.
There could be, you could totally do the female because like there's now I don't know how many tiers there are of female football, but women's football, but they're pretty good standard these days. The
there's absolutely-
goalkeepers always seem to struggle because they seem to keep them in the full size.
Well, even if it's just
goals.
international level, that's definitely a thing that happens.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
There's no reason why you shouldn't have a women's league in FIFA.
I seem to remember Arsenal are pretty good in the women's. There you go.
There you go.
That's my knowledge.
And that's football chat over for another episode. Scott
31.
Aquilina says, if you were a video game sidekick, whose would you be?
This is a really hard question because I misinterpreted it.
You just wanted to be Tails, didn't you?
Yeah. But I'm not allowed to. That's apparently not allowed as
Why
an
not?
answer.
Oh, because he's playable.
No, because apparently you've got to choose somebody who already doesn't have a sidekick.
Oh, right. Oh,
Or be an alternative sidekick.
You
As
can
I
still be
said.
a Sonic sidekick.
Yeah.
You just have to be something else.
Well, no, I think I'd like to be Shell's sidekick in Portal, like running around with portal guns, jumping through walls. It's fun when you go from the top of a building all the way down and shoot yourself out. I want that.
Okay.
That's a good one.
There you go. And I'd be called Simon.
What a rubbish name for a sidekick.
Strong Mastodon.
No, that's what I'd be called. GLaDOS would say it. Really
Shell and
cool.
Simon.
I would be the guy from Bulletstorm, Grayson Hunt, I think his name is.
Grayson, yeah. Oh,
yeah,
Grayson Hunt. I would be his sidekick so we could juggle baddies together and whiplash people in the face. It'd be awesome.
What would your name be? It's got to be pretty
I go,
masculine.
take that, Dad.
Take that, Dad.
Tom Thunder. Like,
I'm stealing that. I'll be Tom
Jack
Thunder.
Uppercut.
I'll be Lance Uppercut.
because he did kind of have a sidekick, but he was really sort of a bit arsey at him, wasn't he? He was kind of like, I don't like you. You got us all killed. Oh, boo-hoo. You'd be more fun.
Now to kick another person off a cliff. Yeah.
Tom Thunder!
I haven't been I've thought of one thing, and it's stuck in my head, and I can't get it out. I want to be Daxter's sidekick. I want
Jack and Daxter
I want to be Daxter to be sat on Jack's shoulder, and me to be sat on Daxter's shoulder. And when we jump, there's this kind of triple effect where I snake around Daxter's shoulders, and you go around there.
Decreasing circles kind of thing.
Does it start looking like an atom circling, or the electron circling an atom?
Yeah. Eventually, there's just like a wisecracking amoeba.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd be wisecracking or not. I don't think you can have two adjacent wisecracking people. I think my sidekick would be wisecracking, but he'd have me between him and Daxter.
So every
yeah.
even number is a wisecracker.
Yes.
Every odd number's a bit more straight-laced.
Yes, I think it goes. No, I was going to say the Fibonacci sequence, but that didn't work because they're all consecutive. Yeah, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
But there will be some wisecracks still.
Yes.
Would you be a tiny human man? Would you
Yes,
be...
I would definitely be a human man who looks just like me. I don't think that game's got enough animal whimsy as it is.
Yes.
I'm fine.
I love the word
So you'd be an in proportion but kind of 2 foot tall man.
Well, I think I'd probably be 2 inches tall.
2 inches?
Yeah.
Because
I've got to be- I've got-
Daxter's only about 2 feet, isn't he?
Yeah,
2
so
or 3
the
feet.
same proportion.
There's your Fibonacci sequence in size going down, and then you're.
Yes, I'd have to be in the golden ratio.
Maths.
Oh, maths
That's the
by
most
someone who's
technical
just...
answer to a sidekick question I've ever heard.
Maths
Never
by
expected the word Fibonacci to show up in the middle of that answer. Gareth.
Well, in a similar vein, I was going to be the psychic of sort of a psychic. I was going to be Mario and Luigi's lesser talked about brother, Berlusconi. And, I'd be all
Bunga Bunga Land.
Yeah, I'd be all bunga bunga, but I'd be this sort of, I don't know, massive bigot who'd roam around.
The one who's actually having sex with Princess Peach while they're off, like
yeah.
in the friend zone.
Yeah, he's actually nabbed her from Bowser because he's actually quite good mates with him. Yeah, he's like dodgy underworld. So yeah, just chilling out with those guys, eating too much food, having the sex.
Having all the sex.
Yeah, love all that. Berlusconi.
I just genuinely cannot think of it. I'd just be like a psychic to a really terrible 90s platforming hero like Bubsy the Bobcat. Yeah, that'll do.
Would you be Dave the Dormouse?
Yeah, just something equally shit and charmless.
Is it that?
Blinks the Time Sweeper have a sidekick?
No, he
Yeah,
didn't.
well,
Blinks.
just shows how hard he is to get along with.
That'd be Dan the
Man.
chronographer.
Dan the Chronographer. Master of Time.
Yeah, and I'd look like a small badger.
Sounds like a new game.
Solid.
It's really just come off the top of my head. I bet you couldn't tell. It sounds so well thought out, doesn't it?
New IP.
Right, that's all the questions. Time for some news.
This is the news, and these are our views. In 60 seconds, flat. It's not very long, but we're ruled by a gong that hates meandering chat.
So yes, it's the 60-second news gong, and if you haven't listened to this show before, the idea is that we read out the news and the rest of the team gets a mere 60 seconds to proffer their opinion on the subject. If we collectively feel that it deserves another minute, we can all shout, "Time extend!" and then we get another minute. What's the news gong this week, Si? From the original Wolfenstein. Typical topical. Here is my news. Far Cry 4 is coming, and it's coming surprisingly soon. The follow-up to one of 2012's finest games is due on the 21st of November for Xbone, PS4, PC, and, interestingly, Xbox 360 and PS3. The reveal confirms rumours that the game is set in the Himalayas, albeit a fictional region called Kyrat, which is suspiciously similar to Kirat, the name of an indigenous ethnic group in the same area. True facts. If the other rumours surrounding the game are true, it's possible that we'll be seeing rideable elephants when the game makes its proper debut at Ubisoft's E3 conference. You're already free to pre-order it, despite the only asset revealed so far being a mischievous chap in a fuchsia jacket with his hand on a submissive Tibetan clutching a grenade. Question. Do the ties to the previous generation signal a lack of ambition for this much-awaited sequel?
I wouldn't say lack of ambition. I'd say it's money, money, money.
Money, money, money. But what is it? Is money trumping ambition?
Depends. I mean, Ubisoft have got loads of studios, haven't they? They've probably got some studios that are dedicated to doing last-gen ports. You'd reckon, maybe?
Yeah. It is a shame, because Far Cry, from what I understand it, I've never really played a Far Cry game, but I thought it was made to push the system it's on. So, yeah, it's a bit of a shame that this one isn't. It used to be. But isn't that still...
Yeah, let's say the design lead could be this gen. I don't know, because I know as much as anyone else, but if the design lead could be that, and they to scale it down. If you've got a flexible engine,
I think
that's
I was thinking
possible.
about Assassin's Creed Unity and how good that looks without the trappings of the previous gen. It's almost like, even though you have to downscale it, I think it might mean that some of the ambitions might have to be curbed.
But what if I don't want to buy an Xbox One?
Well, there you go.
You shouldn't
Then
have Far
there
Cry
you
4.
go.
You don't deserve Far Cry 4, you tight bastard.
I do. I want the game. Don't want to spend the money.
In other predictable sequel news, Halo 5 Guardians is coming to Xbone in the autumn of 2015. The announcement appears in a statement released by 343 Industries' general manager entitled The Halo Journey, and says little about the game apart from that it'll have dedicated servers and a target frame rate of 60 FPS, because that sort of stuff matters now. However, this journey of which Bonnie Ross speaks apparently begins this year, although what that means won't be revealed until the Xbox media briefing on 9th of June. But it's Halo 2 anniversary, innit?
Yeah.
So my question is, does talk of dedicated servers suggest grand ambitions for Halo 5's multiplayer? It's Halo. The answer's yes.
Yeah.
Halo.
I've got very little interest in the Halo franchise.
Oh, see.
Can we all just slowly talk
Let's
about
say...
franchise?
No, okay. I think that might indicate some form of Destiny-esque approach to the multiplayer side of it. They've already experimented with that cooperative narrative with the episodic element of Halo 4, so it was already going in that direction. I think Halo 5 may try the Destiny Borderlands route of having co-op as a central aspect of it, and even in that kind of seamless, massively multiplayer way that they're trying to use for Destiny as well. That seems to be the fashion.
Looking at the poster, there's like Master Chief's on the bottom, and I'm guessing it's Cortana on the
Apparently
top.
it's not Cortana.
It's not.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
well, there's two. So maybe, do you reckon there'll be completely different, like Spartan Ops missions? One for the one character and one for the other?
You want another minute on that, Gareth? You've got loads to say, haven't you?
Just try and stop
Halo.
me.
Or Simon could just say the next story.
I couldn't even bring myself to listen to you lot talking about that.
Just drifted off, had a little nap.
You really have checked out, haven't you?
So my story is, since being bought by Microsoft ages ago, I couldn't actually bother to research the date of the year. The GoldenEye and Banjo-Kazooie... The GoldenEye and Banjo-Kazooie creating studio have essentially been nothing but Connect's bitch, pumping out game after game utilising the technology. When
it says Connect's bitch pumping.
When the Xbox One was announced to be sold without the Kinect last week, Microsoft said that Rare was safe, but it seems this week that Rare are now laying off a bunch of people, some of whom have been working for Rare for over 2 decades. A Microsoft spokesman said the following: "At Xbox, our goal is to constantly create new, fun, social and interactive entertainment experiences. As part of Rare's commitment to this goal, we've made the decision to change our development process and methodology at Rare to best support our future projects. This has led to us reviewing the skills and the makeup of our development teams in our business.
Sounds like bullshit to me.
I hate that kind of language.
Oh, isn't it just like, everything's fine?
Well, no, it's not even that. It's just like talking about reviewing the skills and makeup of our development teams. It's like, shut up.
You were told to lay somebody off from the top, so you had to do one.
Okay, so my question is this the last shred of Rare's dignity being stripped? Should they even be considered rare at this point? And then I was going to try and put a joke in about them being rare, but I couldn't.
They should be called medium rare now, shouldn't they? Because that's the quality of the games they're putting out.
Yeah, they've not had a...
Yeah, no, I think they should be renamed Microsoft Twycross or something like that. They're
not rare.
They are not rare anymore. They've lost everything that made them special. They lost everything that made them special when most of the guys formed Free Radical, to be honest, and everything kind of went titsville after that.
The last original...
They exist solely as a name and a rose-tinted memory.
Yeah, that's all they are. Wasn't Ghosts and Ghouls?
Grabbed by the Ghoulies.
Grabbed by the Ghoulies. That was their last game, really, wasn't it? Like last
game.
Proper game.
No, Banjo Nuts and Bolts was the last game.
Crytek UK is in Nottingham, right 5-minute walk away from our pub, so I'm hoping to get them in as regular so I can talk to them about what they're doing.
Log, this is your story.
Hello. Details have emerged of an abandoned project from Bulletstorm creators People Can Fly. Come Midnight was, according to studio chief Adrian Camillars, a moody as fuck detective thriller with a supernatural edge, destined for PS3 and 360. Described as a more streamlined LA noir, it would have put you in the gumshoes of a detective who can see into the afterlife following a near-death experience. The game was being developed for THQ, but the now-defunct publisher pulled out as part of their plans to withdraw from Europe. Camillars says that THQ seriously fucked them over and calls them absolute assholes. However, the silver lining to the tale is that PSCF then went on to demo the game to Epic Games, who were sufficiently impressed to collaborate with them on Bulletstorm. Like the game's hero, there's a chance that Come Midnight could come back from the dead, although Camillars needs to work out who owns the rights first. Ooh, that was a lot of words.
I like that breathless conclusion.
Who owns? I've got a question then, based on that. Do we believe that THQ and Epic Games thought the game was too different, or were they just being polite? Is this the game we'd like to see come to light, potentially via Kickstarter?
I didn't like LA Noire.
No, me neither.
So
I kind of like it. This sounds like a cross between LA Noire and that new Square Enix on Soul Suspect, where you're killed and you have to go and kind of
Ghost Trick.
And Ghost Trick.
Sounds a bit
The
like
amazing
Ghost with Patrick Swayze.
So apparently the story of this was that your detective died very briefly and saw the tunnel, as they called it, and then he can now touch bodies and see the last 30 seconds of their life to kind of solve murders. So when he said
that's very Jonah Hex, isn't it?
Yeah, he said when he says streamlined LA Noire, he said it was like LA Noire meets Uncharted.
Meets Jonah Hex.
I
can't even imagine what that would be like.
Meets
LA
Patrick
Noire.
Swayze.
Meets Torchwood.
I also don't understand what they mean by streamlined LA Noire, because that game it had the illusion of open space, but it was completely linear anyway.
Go back.
Go here, be lied to, be wrong. Terrible game. I don't like LA Noire.
Extra time.
Yeah, might as well time extend it, hadn't we?
Time extend.
Time extend.
Go.
Yes, I trust People Can Fly though. I think when that guy says it would have been good. I trust that people can fly.
That's what I thought you were saying.
I know that people can fly. No, I trust them. I mean, it was developed before Bulletstorm, so they were probably a bit younger and fresher. But the concept appeals. I like the idea. I should say Ghost Trick is a great game, and I think a slightly more kind of darker, grittier version of that, with People Can Fly's kind of knack for slightly ironic machismo could be quite good as well.
Yeah. I mean, they've won my trust with Bulletstorm. I'd be interested to see anything they put out.
Yeah, I kind of like this like hard-boiled noir dialogue, but delivered with that sort of tongue planted in cheek.
With the foul language of General Serrano. He was one of my favourite characters.
Serrano, yes. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I'd hope that if they figure out who's got the rights, it may be Nordic Games, because they bought a bunch of THQ properties. People Can Fly have got the pedigree. I think they'd have more success if they tried to kickstart Bulletstorm 2, to be honest. But before we move on to the challenge, you may recall that in the last episode we had another Gareth's Wild giveaway.
Yes, we did.
Forgot about that.
Based on his Hakanori challenge, where we came up with a short story that shoehorned in as many game titles as possible.
Oh, that was good.
And did you listen to that?
Yes, I did.
Enjoy
Yes,
that?
I was. Yeah, I like
was
a densely
research for the
packed
show.
punathon. Well, I haven't been. I'm not taking part in this, have I? I can't just.
No. This is the competition winner. This is
right.
a member of the general public.
Okay, right. Oh, phew. Thought I had to do something impromptu then.
Go. Now.
Stop it.
We had some very good entries, but the best one, I think, was from Chris Davis, who came up with this one. Now, Log, would you like to read his entry?
On the mist-soaked lost planet, which felt like another world, and with most of civilization dead, it was a lonely hitman hidden in plain sight on a distant dune that broke the silence. Beneath a steel sky peppered by heavy rain, the elite killer whose infamous fallout had started this war remembered the mission, codenamed Project Gotham, that brought with it the doom, destruction, and dark souls that had emerged from the massive quake. Shaken from his flashback, he ran flat out in a split second across the uncharted borderlands towards the Enclave. With the planet in crisis, he knew he must crack down on the Red faction, or leave the last of us in fear and left for dead. This was his destiny. He knew it was a just cause, and now, standing alone in the dark where sleeping dogs lie with a Medal of Honor on his chest, his final fight was about to begin. His fable would be written. His name? Max Payne.
Can we put a slight echo on that? And a building rousing music behind it from Audio Networks.
I did like codename Project Gotham, which you could have been any video game name. It was just a code name.
Epic Mickey 2. That was amazing.
It was good. It was up there with like your epic kind of sci-fi tale from the
Who was that?
That won the previous. That was Chris Davis. Well done, Chris.
So Chris Davis,
very
you
good.
win a prize.
You do.
Wasn't it a copy of Assassin's Creed 4 or your face?
Or both, or ever.
Or both, yeah.
Your face
So
photograph.
We're a bit free and easy with these competitions. Basically, if you mail your address to Stuff at Explosive Alan
And the piece of glass you'd like me to be pushed up against.
let us know what phone you use and what sort of objects you'd like Gareth to press his face up against.
And which body part?
And which body part? Within reason.
No reason.
Fine.
Yes,
Within
If you'd
profanity
like
laws.
Gareth's test articles pressed up against a pane of glass. Right, let's have a proper challenge. The enigmatically titled Rockabye Baby.
Hold onto your circuits. It's challenge time.
So there's this other podcast that I listen to called Good Job Brain, and they are a very good trivia podcast, and they do lots of games and stuff on there. So I got a lot of inspiration for the games that I do. And a couple of weeks ago they did one that I just thought was really good, so I've basically stolen it. There's this guy who does songs on Spotify. This is a music quiz this week. It's not your usual video games one. And he basically was really sick of his playing lullabies to his kids, where it's like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and all that shit. So he instead took a load of really big songs. A lot of them are old, like 80s kind of rock kind of stuff. And,
This isn't old Simon, shut up.
well, it is.
It's new and relevant in here.
Anyway, and he repurposed them and made them into lullabies. So I'm going to play you 30 seconds of some of these songs, and you've got to guess what song it is. You'll know them all. They're really big songs.
Do we shout out?
Shout out your name, and if you get it right, you get
Can
a
we
point.
do it in the middle of the song being played?
Yeah. I've got an example of one, so you can kind of feel what they
Cotton Eye Joe.
sound like. No, but well, this is Blur song 2. So
Is this an example then?
Cool.
So this is the kind of.
Well, this is just beautiful.
It's really quite. I know I've been sitting listening to it actually at my desk all week. It's really relaxing.
Slowly falling asleep.
yes.
Okay, so that's the kind of feel of what the song's going to be. So you just shout your name, and then if you get it right, get a point. Easy as that.
Are any of the songs called Gareth?
No.
Oh, that would have been much easier. I could have saved on talking time.
No. Okay, so this is the first one.
Oh, damn.
You say goodbye, I say hello.
Yeah.
Who got that?
I said.
No, you
I
did
said
it.
my name, and
Yeah.
he answered the question.
It just came out of my mouth. You totally got that.
I only said my name. I didn't say the titles.
Okay. So the next one.
Oh, I know.
This is so lovely.
dog. It's Muse, but I can't work out which one.
It is Muse. I'll give you.
Dan, time is running out. Time is running out.
Oh, I guess you both get a point. I'm just going to give you both a point for that.
Can I get a point for just going, fuck, I know this?
Yeah. I recognise those notes.
That appears to be the
Okay.
strict criteria for scoring on this quiz.
Next one.
Dan, personal Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow,
Nice.
I really want to go to sleep. It's beautiful. What a heartwarming game.
Is this just free to download, or can I buy it? Because it's nice.
It's on Spotify.
Oh,
There's
okay.
there's so many albums and songs on there. It's unreal. I've just
Damn.
I've chosen some of them from here. Okay.
Oh, Dan, dude looks like a lady.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
My mind goes blank. I just too busy, like,
So low.
You're so nice.
I like the animal sounds.
Okay. Everyone's face right now.
I know what it is, but I can't remember the name of the song. Oh, Dan, Living on a Prayer.
How the hell is that living
Wow.
on a prayer?
Ah.
How is that living on a prayer?
It's definitely living on a prayer. Okay, next one.
Oh, no.
I don't know, but I could totally
do.
imagine playing a game with this as a
Dan.
soundtrack.
Country House.
Yes.
My
Dan
God.
is beating you all so much at this.
Shut up, Dan.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Queen.
Yeah. Oh, he says Radio Gaga.
Is that a point each?
As a point each.
Yeah,
Good
yeah,
work.
yeah.
There's three more.
And are we into double money now?
Oh, I know this. Sir Robin Thicke.
Oh, I love the honking.
Do you know what saddens me? All those tunes that came before, credible songs.
I know.
Credible
I know.
songs.
Seriously.
The song is
pop
called
music.
You got Robin Thicke.
There you
Bloodlines.
go.
It is.
Which I wouldn't have got unless you'd said Robin Thicke.
You just gave that point to Dan.
I did. You got Bloodlines and you got Robin Thicke. I've given both points.
Robin Thicke.
Is he French?
He's a classy guy.
Okay, two more.
Dan, Satisfaction.
It's a little bit more to the
I can't
name
get no
and the band
satisfaction.
than that.
Rolling Stones.
I can't get no in brackets. Satisfaction.
So quadruple points. Remember that song?
Oh, I don't even know who gets a
Yeah,
point
me.
there.
Or
Dan
me.
is one. Okay, and there's only one more.
So the scoring's like golf, yeah?
Yeah, let's say yeah.
Sweet.
I don't know how golf is scoring.
Well, the lowest score wins.
Oh, I do know this. Oh, it's Ash, Hotel California.
It is.
Hey!
Oh.
There you go. I've got some cred back now.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that was that. And
I hated that game.
it was 2-2 all of you guys over Dan. You got 8. I can't count.
So what are the copyright laws on us doing that and making a game with some nice glockenspiel? That's right. I know the
Yeah, what a glockenspiel
Yeah.
is. I don't know. Let's
You
see.
can get MIDI versions of a lot of tracks and put them through any instrument, so you could do blocky versions. I could try GarageBand. I could do a gaming music equivalent one.
That's
Yes.
back when the internet was good, when you could embed MIDI files on a page and everyone thought it was cool.
And force people to listen to it when you boot it up as well. I enjoyed that. Rockabye Baby. What's the name of the artist for people who want to find them on Spotify?
Rockabye Baby.
It's just called Rockabye Baby.
Yeah, it's got so much on there. There's albums and albums worth.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
I really like that. Good alternative challenge.
yeah, it's an alternate one.
Even better. Oh,
Right,
right.
you win. So yeah. So we've got to do this last week, which is why I did a challenge.
You gonna do it, or are you gonna assign it?
I think I'll do it, actually.
Cool. That's the new Nike slogan.
I'll do
I
it.
think I'll do it.
I'll do it.
I think I'll do it. Maybe.
do it. Oh, I'll do it. No, I'll do it. It's been a while.
What's next?
Great debate.
internet's home to prejudice, illiteracy, and hate. You can be called all sorts of things for the feelings that you state. But if you're kind, calm of mind, and able to articulate, then take our hand and take a stand and join the great debates. Then take our hand and take a stand and join the great debate.
Right. The topic for this episode is Microsoft has announced a Kinect-free Xbox One SKU, putting its price in line with that of PlayStation 4. Considering Microsoft once said that Kinect and Xbone were inextricably linked, is this a sign that Kinect is truly dead?
Facebook.
First comment comes from Facebook from Jake Betancourt Leverd.
Wow.
Ooh, JKL on Twitter.
JKL on Twitter, yes.
He's no Quim Ninja, but, you know.
Who is, though? We like the Quim Ninja. Oh, actually, have we actually said the story of where his name came from?
No.
Oh, so we were kind of mocking the Quim Ninja. And
It didn't sound like mocking. You were paying ultimate respect to him, from what I heard.
Homage.
Only if the title matched the career. But no, it turned out that it's his gamer tag, and he'd kind of adapted it from a bit of toilet graffiti in Newcastle, I think it was,
I've got it here.
that said, the Quim Ninja on tour.
He said, I'd like to clarify that the Quim Ninja is my gamer tag. I do not consider myself to be some kind of Lothario assassins of lady parts, like that idea for songs. Was plagiarised. I got it from some graffiti scrawled on a toilet in Wall in Newcastle. It simply read the Quim Ninja on tour. Lacking inspiration for a gamer tag, I took it as my own.
There you go.
That's
Quim Ninja.
where
So-
it began.
So where is the original Quim Ninja?
Well, no
then?
one knows where the actual Quim Ninja is. They just know that
It's
he's on
just
tour.
an idea.
It's kind of like the Dread Pirate Roberts. You just pass it down, and no one really knows who it is.
I like that.
To every generation, a Quim Ninja is born.
Yeah.
Like Buffy.
Yes, that's where I was going.
Coming soon, the immortal Quim Ninja.
Oh, God, imagine the last season when all the Quim Ninjas get activated. It'll be chaos.
So, to Jake's point, though,
Did you even get to the point?
No, I didn't get to the point. We just started going on about the Quim Ninja. He said the Kinect always felt like it had potential more than it was a fully realised evolutionary step. It seems like the technology was dreamed up before any possible use it may have had. Surely not. That's kind of that's my stance. That it's. I've always thought of it as very intrusive technology that kind of existed because they got it to work, not because they actually thought of any good way to use it.
Kind of like the flip side of how Nintendo does things.
Yeah, they find their gimmick and then they know how to use it before it's even come out.
Yes, it's just that nobody else knows how to use it.
Oh, yeah. It works out for them, though.
So that's from both sides of the coin, and still people don't like it. So what you could say is, please stop making us motion control games.
Yes, that seems to be the overriding message from the general public.
We just like using our thumbs.
But yeah, I've always thought that it's intrusive. You know, you're meant to be having a living room of a certain size. You have to move your coffee table out the way or whatever you have to kind of play it every time. So it's not just something you can... The whole point of it was meant to make controlling games easier and more accessible, and yet the barriers to actually getting in a position where you could actually use it in the first place were massive. Far more intrusive than a controller or a remote or whatever.
I mean, the new one, I like using it as voice control, and I like the fact it's an IR blaster, but motion control, you're never going to get me doing that.
No. Absolutely. And also, there doesn't seem to be any... We'll probably get into this a bit later, but there's, for example, the light bar on the PS4 controller, it turns out was implemented because they were working on the VR tech and they knew that was coming. So there doesn't seem to be any kind of correlation right now between the Kinect technology and the controller, for example. It just seems they should have done more kind of integration in that regard, but...
I thought when you picked up a pad, though, in front of a Kinect, it knew what pad you were holding against your face or something. So if you, swapped pads...
It just bases it. It knows that you're holding a pad, and if you move the stick, you can do that. But the PS4 camera does that, and it's tiny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but does it remember your preferences for inverted axes, though?
That's the real...
Does that do that now?
Well, it's supposedly that was one of the features that I remember reading up about. It was one of the things the Microsoft saying, look, this is why Kinect is cool, believe us.
But the 360 already did that. Tied that to your gamer tag, and they actually got rid of that with Xbox One.
Oh, they got rid of it with the gamer tag link and brought it into Kinect? I don't
know, but I just remember that I don't know if they've updated it since, but yeah, they've basically taken out one of the best features, which was that you could set your preferences for different kind of game types. So for FPSs, it would default to
a succession of bad choices, really.
Yeah. The Xbox One story coming to cinemas near you.
It's getting all right now, though.
It is. It's getting better. It's getting there.
And I say that as someone who doesn't work for official Xbox anymore, who made his decision is desperately trying to feel like
That
it
was
the
genuine.
right choice.
That was genuine sentiment there.
That was a man trying to avoid buyer's remorse.
Facebook.
Gareth Schofield says, the Kinect is what put me off. Buying an Xbox One got my fingers burned with Kinect 1.0, so it made me dubious, along with the price. Now there is a new Kinectless version. I'm more inclined to purchase one, but I do also feel sorry for those that got one, as I feel it's going to be inevitably sidelined like the original Kinect was. And on a similar note...
Facebook.
Rob Knight says, after the introduction of this Kinectless SKU, I sadly have to feel that developers won't risk making anything groundbreaking for this beyond voice controls that would also be usable on the PlayStation 4 camera. Even Rare, who got the best out of the 360 Kinect, produced a duffer this time around. So I think at the moment it seems to be suffering the same fate as the Wii and the Wii U, in that third-party devs don't seem to be very keen on making something that has to work exclusively with that device. It seems that cross-platform development is the norm now, and anything beyond that is just not sufficiently profitable to warrant the effort.
Yeah, it was kind of doomed when they said you didn't have to have it plugged in. Sort of, that's like, well, people aren't going to plug it in then, are they? So they can't rely on it.
People saying, oh, well, now I'll get one because it's cheaper. It's not cheaper. It's £349 still, but which is without any games. So if I look on Games' website now, you can get the console for $349, which doesn't include the Kinect. But then for £419, you get the console with the Kinect plus 2 games.
It's dumb.
It's so dumb. $349 doesn't seem like a price drop to me.
That's always been a fallacy, though, isn't it? You get a console, whatever, for that price, then you know you have to buy at least a second controller and all this other stuff, and it racks the price.
It's no cheaper.
No. Simon has spoken. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Says me.
Facebook.
Samuel Smith says, motion sensing probably is doomed. Unless they're holding out for the technology to be used in conjunction with a VR headset, which I think Kinect would work well with, but I'm not holding my breath. So this is my previous point. DualShock 4 Lightbar was a kind of a future-proofing measure, was made to work with the VR headset in mind. So do we think that Microsoft might unveil a rival to Oculus and Morpheus at E3 and suddenly make Kinect essential all over again?
I just envisage, I mean, yeah, maybe they will, but I just envisage in my front room with a virtual reality headset on.
You wave that point away. Yeah, they probably will. But anyway.
Just smashing the place up because it's so immersive that forget the living room.
Flapping madly around the room.
Yeah. Sure, are they going to... Yeah, sorry, I'll go back to the original point. Yeah, they're going to dive into that world, aren't they? Because otherwise Kinect's dead in the water.
Oh, let's hope they don't. Microsoft can just be like the one console that doesn't have a gimmick, and then the other ones you can get.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
It'll take them about 2 years, and they'll come up with a really shitty one. What's that German word that's like you enjoy watching people in?
Schadenfreude.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Microsoft. Is they always go, oh, damn, everyone's making tablets. I guess we should make something, and they're crap.
They're so on the back foot now. It's stopped being Schadenfreude and started being sort of stamping on someone's neck.
It's all the way back round to pity.
Yeah.
Pity stamping.
They do feel like the plucky underdogs at the minute because they're so hopelessly outclassed by everyone around
Plucky
them.
multi-billion-dollar underdog. That's the kind of underdog I want to be. But yeah, I mean, do you think that's going to be the kind of killer application for it, the killer hardware for connected?
What else has it got going for it?
No.
Is there a relationship potentially with Oculus that they could be forming?
Please no.
With Facebook?
Yeah.
Potentially.
I mean, so PC based, so it's already the coding seems to be a natural fit.
Well, it's always been it was one of the 360's pluses that you develop a game on PC hardware and then you basically hit a button and it compiles it for Xbox.
Yeah.
That was kind of the
does that work
theory
similar
anyway.
with like the
I have no
hardware
idea if
matching?
Xbox One development's the same, but yeah, I don't think there's any reason why Microsoft shouldn't kind of just bite the bullet and go, well, there's a technology out there that'll help us kind of keep up with that, so why don't we license
That's
it?
3 different VR technologies on the go.
Yeah. I mean, they've already had to license Blu-ray technology off Sony, so Xbox is essentially paying Sony for the disc hardware in its own console.
Brilliant.
Which is brilliant. So, but yeah.
Doesn't it sound? This kind of sounds like they're almost ready to stop spending on Xbox. I mean, there was rumours a long time ago, wasn't there, about the idea they didn't see it as a profit centre, so it would be something that would be sold on eventually.
No, it wasn't because it wasn't successful. It's because he didn't think that it was core to Microsoft's vision, which was Office and Windows. So he wanted to separate it, not because it makes a loss, but because it wasn't.
And when you look
business.
at the relative revenue from those two things, like Xbox is small beer compared to Windows and Office and all their other kind of global application. It was that chap who's the Nokia ex-Nokia president who's come on board, and now he's like...
Didn't he make a bit of a U-turn, though? He publicly said that he would look to sell it. Then he got in, and it was like, oh, well, maybe we'll keep it.
And someone said, hey, can you not say that anymore? Yeah, it's interesting. Maybe they could sell it off to Facebook, and then suddenly Oculus would become a possibility. But I think it's definitely in their interest, because if you have that communication with Windows PCs already, and a lot of the Oculus games are going to run on the PC, then at least you've got a piece of hardware that people may already own in other circumstances, rather than developing yet another proprietary piece of hardware that kind of segments the market.
And also a bit of hardware that people might have a bit of faith in as well.
Yes. Because it doesn't have their branding all over it.
Facebook.
Scott Aquilina says, this may very well spend the end for Kinect unless Microsoft can release something that finally gives it a purpose. It's going to take a lot, as expectation and hatred of the device are at an all-time high. Although when I pick up a One, I will almost definitely get the Kinect version. I'm still impressed with the voice controls alone to make it with it. Luke Sheridan says, with Kinect gone, the X-Bone becomes a rigmarole to use. Voice commands do make for easier transitions through the interface, which is true, but
I do use the voice commands. I really do.
But do you think that's because the navigation has been kind of deliberately obfuscated to make the best way?
Because it instantly gets you where you want, and it's sort of like you'd have to go back out and... It's not that much more complicated than the Metro interface on 360.
It's true. I find settings very hard to find.
Xbox, go to settings.
Go to settings, exactly. That kind of stuff's brilliant.
It ignores me when I'm on TV, though, and I think maybe that's a setting I've got I need to sort out.
That might have been inspired by the episode of 30 Rock, when he's using the voice commands. No, I really like, when we play games at friends' house, like play FIFA or something, or even Peggle 2, the record that function's fantastic when you actually nail a move and just go Xbox record that and you get the instant replay playback. That kind of stuff, I can see a good reason for it. But I don't know if what they should be looking at now is streamlining that and integrating it into the main box rather than having it as...
Yeah, I mean, there's no need for it to be there, is it? Yeah.
No.
Or to have a microphone in the box.
It's just another big piece of hardware to have underneath your TV.
Yeah.
It's there.
Or, by the side, or maybe even on the top of your TV.
It doesn't perch very well. It's not a happy perch.
As demonstrated over there, you've got a flat screen TV and an incredibly top-heavy...
It's a heavy unit, isn't it?
It is a bulky piece of
technology. Oh, no. I didn't even need to hear it, and yet I'm still being bitten by that one.
Right.
Time, gentlemen, please.
Thank you, landlord. Thank you, landlord log.
Ooh.
Does that mean you've put Semisonic, its closing time on, and ushering people out of the bar to that music?
Oh, just please let me get what you want. That's my get out of my pub music.
Thank you, log. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show.
Please come to my pub in Nottingham from July.
Yes.
When I will be there, and I will serve you a pint.
Is that us or the listeners?
Everyone. You're all sources of revenue in my eyes. Beautiful revenue.
Talking of listeners, thank you very much to Mr. Darius P on iTunes, who says he enjoys us more than The Patch, IGN, and the Indoor Kids. I assume they are good podcasts.
They are also, Chazmaster 2000 also wrote a nice thing.
Did he? What did he say?
He wrote, it's quite long. But he just
give us the
basically
top
said
lines.
that we're the best. Okay, he said, I listen to a lot of video games podcasts.
Yeah, okay.
There you go.
That's right.
Please continue to review us on iTunes and Stitcher, and let your friends know about us so we can steal them from you and make them our friends instead. Say goodbye like you are an incomprehensible news vendor.
I don't even know what one sounds.
You know, like people go, Evening Standard,
Yeah.
drag back, good, bop, get it,
Goodbye.
I'm just
My
I'm
mum is seeing your
that
penis,
picture.
Gareth.
Oh, no. It's strangely true, isn't it?
It is actually true.
Do tell.
Roger Helmer.
My 40th birthday party, Gareth came, and there was an Instagram feed which was showing a gallery of hashtags. And not only did Gareth put his penis through a Roger Helmer mask, he posted it with the hashtag, and my mum looked up at the screen and saw his peen.
Oh, that was...
I don't know why I did that.